Take 2. Interior, living room, evening. Johnny, 30, messy hair, on the good-looking side of average, sits on the couch, listlessly watching TV, eating chips with abandon. Wendy, 28, put together, pretty, freckled, enters from outside. She looks at Johnny expectantly. Johnny nods, barely acknowledging her presence. Wendy lingers for a second, then rushes out the room, upset. Johnny wonders what's up. Johnny opens his laptop. He logs onto Facebook and sees a notification that it's Wendy's birthday. Fuck. Interior, bedroom, moments later. Wendy's packing an overnight bag. Johnny looks at her in apology, but she's not having it. Johnny follows her into the interior, bathroom, continuous, where we focus on a toothbrush holder with 2 toothbrushes. Wendy pulls her toothbrush out of the holder, leaving only one. She puts it in her overnight bag and leaves. Interior, bedroom, later. Johnny sits on the bed, deflated. He really fucked up. He sits up, eyes bright. He has an idea. Interior, living room. Johnny reads a book called Astrophysics. Exterior, outside lab, night. Johnny jumps over the fence surrounding an ominous building with belching smokestacks. On the fence, a sign reads, Particle Accelerator Lab. He skulks towards the building. Interior, garage, day. Johnny secures a glowing blue canister to the bottom of his car. He links a small tube to it. Interior, garage, later. The car is now covered in tubes. Johnny gets inside. Interior, time car, continuous. Johnny turns the key, revs the engine. Interior, garage, continuous. The light of the tubes grow, enveloping the car. The light implodes. The car is gone. Interior, living room, like the beginning. Past Johnny sits on the couch watching TV and eating chips, like before. Johnny enters holding a small birthday cake and flowers. Past Johnny is frozen in shock. Johnny hoists him up and forces him into the closet. Wendy enters. Johnny presents the cake and flowers. Wendy is very pleased. She leaves with the flowers. Johnny opens the closet and pulls Past Johnny out. Johnny exits while Past Johnny stands there in a daze, beginning to put the pieces together. Interior, coffee shop, days later. Johnny is ordering a coffee. A female barista is totally eye-fucking him. He smiles slyly back. His smiles drop when he realizes Wendy is looking at him, pissed. Interior, garage, an hour later. Johnny runs up to the car. Interior, time car, continuous. Johnny turns the key, revs the car. Interior, garage, continuous. The time car disappears. Exterior, outside, coffee shop. Past Johnny and Wendy walk up to the coffee shop, Wendy in the lead. Johnny runs up and taps Past Johnny on the shoulder. Past Johnny now knows the drill and salutes him as they switch places. Interior, coffee shop, moments later. Johnny and Wendy go up to the counter and Johnny is all over Wendy, hugging and kissing her. The female barista rolls her eyes at the PDA. Exterior, park, days later. Wendy and Johnny enjoy a picnic. A swarm of bees surrounds them. Johnny gets up and runs away, knocking Wendy down. The swarm descends upon her as she screams. Interior, time car. Johnny turns the key. Interior, garage. The time car disappears. Exterior, park, as before. Wendy and Johnny picnic. When the bees descend, Johnny quickly covers Wendy with the blanket and starts swatting at the bees valiantly. Interior, party. At a tame party, Johnny is super drunk, dancing alone and acting like an idiot. Wendy's embarrassed. Interior, time car. Johnny revs the engine. Interior, party, as before. Johnny sits in a sweater vest, politely sipping a Diet Coke. Interior, living room. Johnny and Wendy play Connect 4. Wendy wins, and Johnny's pissed, knocking the game over. Wendy's appalled at his sore losership. Interior, garage. Johnny runs up to the time car. Interior, living room. Johnny and Wendy play Connect 4. Johnny wins. He starts dancing in celebration, rubbing it in her face. She's pissed. Interior, time car. Johnny turns the key. Interior, living room. Wendy sits on the couch, holding a box of Connect 4. Johnny kindly takes it out of her hands and gives her a puzzle instead. Interior, living room. Johnny sorts through mail and sees a pamphlet that says, "Come visit Vegas." He looks at it thoughtfully. Then another Johnny enters the room, takes the pamphlet from him, rips it up, and shakes his head no. Interior, garage. After a moment, lights grow in the empty garage and the time car materializes. Johnny gets out of it, whistling, feeling good. Interior, bedroom, continuous. Johnny enters to see a solemn Wendy, packed bags at her feet. Interior, bathroom, minutes later. Johnny looks to Wendy, confused. Wendy shrugs sadly. It's just not working. Wendy takes her toothbrush out of the toothbrush holder, leaving only one. Interior, kitchen. Johnny watches TV alone, miserable. He gets an idea. Interior, garage. The time card disappears. Interior, living room. Wendy and past Johnny eat dinner. Johnny sneaks up and hands past Johnny a packet without Wendy seeing that says, "Romantic getaway for two." Past Johnny shows it to her and she's delighted. Interior, garage. The time car appears in the empty garage. Johnny exits it. Interior, bathroom. Johnny rushes into the bathroom. He sees there's only one toothbrush in the holder. He deflates. Interior, time car. Johnny turns the key. Interior, living room. Past Johnny and Wendy watch TV. Johnny sneaks in, holding a puppy. He hands it off to past Johnny. He takes it and shows it to Wendy, who's delighted. Interior, garage. Johnny exits the car. Interior, bathroom, the present. Johnny rushes into the bathroom, still only one toothbrush in the holder. A puppy trots in behind him. He deflates. Interior, living room. Johnny opens a small velvet box to look at an engagement ring. Takes a moment to absorb the decision. He's resolute. Exterior, street. Past Johnny and Wendy walk down the street. Johnny sneaks up and hands past Johnny the box for the ring. Past Johnny takes it and understands. He nods. Interior, bathroom. Johnny rushes into the bathroom. Still only one toothbrush in the holder. Next to it is a receipt for return of engagement ring. Fuck. Exterior, park. Johnny's walking alone, sad and alone. He sees Wendy on a picnic with Greg, 32, jock handsome, jaw of granite. They're laughing and kissing, in love. Johnny clenches his fists and teeth. Interior, garage. The time car disappears. Exterior, street, day. Johnny crouches in an alley. Across the street, Wendy and Greg approach each other on the sidewalk, but in their own worlds, both on their phones. They crash into each other. Wendy spills her iced coffee onto Greg's shirt. She apologizes. When their eyes meet, there's an electric connection. In the alley, Johnny grins mischievously. Interior, time car. Johnny revs the engine. Exterior, street, as before. Like before, Greg and Wendy walk down the sidewalk toward each other. Johnny, accidentally, bumps into Greg, who drops his phone. As they bend down, Wendy walks around them, taking no notice. Johnny sighs in relief. Exterior, park, days later. Johnny walks through the park. He sees Wendy reading alone. She puts down her book and looks up sadly. Really alone. Johnny considers this. He sighs, coming to a painful conclusion. Interior, garage. Johnny runs up to the time car. He takes a breath, then gets in. Interior, time car. Johnny turns the key, revs the engine. Interior, garage. The time car disappears. Exterior, street, as before. Again, like before, Wendy and Greg approach each other on the sidewalk, distracted. Down the street, past Johnny quickly walks toward Greg. Johnny runs up and stops past Johnny. Past Johnny's confused and resists, but eventually relents and leaves. Wendy and Greg bump into each other. Again, they look at each other and have immediate chemistry. Greg bends down to pick up his phone and sees a flower on the sidewalk. He picks it up and hands it to Wendy. She melts. Across the street, Johnny watches. He holds a bouquet of flowers with one missing. He smiles sadly. He turns and bumps into Alexa, 30, short black hair, spunky, who was watching the whole thing. Alexa smiles at Johnny. The end.